Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda and we're here today with yet another installment of Curves Bootcamp. Now today you're going to find in the pattern in the show notes below our Chubby Ice Cream Cone. And this ice cream cone is set on point, or like, you know, at an angle this way instead of the one that was going up and down. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're playing with strings. I decided I was going to play with strings, but what I want to show you mostly is this curve right here. That's the top of the ice cream where it meets the background. But first we want to talk to you about Adam Sews. Adam has a YouTube channel here, and his stuff is a lot of fun, and I know he's really good friends with my friend Marie from Marie's Scrappy Creation. So if you go check him out, tell him that Brenda sent you. And if you like what you're seeing on these videos, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Comments also help us a lot. So we have a full day of sewing ahead. We also have a Facebook group, and the Facebook group is using rooms feature in our Facebook group, so we're having impromptu sew days, and we get to vote on which virtual sew date we have here on Zoom. So that's something that you might want to check out. So come on in, let's get to this sewing. Okay, so here is our Chubby Ice Cream Cone pattern. Now this is really set, this is like 5 pieces. Now I chose to do this by doing paper foundation piecing, but you know, it's up to you how you want to do this. Now, my pattern, when the line goes through the seam allowance, that means the pattern is cut in half. So I already did all the paper piecing bits, because that's the one I'm here to show you. I'm trying to show you how to work with this part here and here, putting these two parts together. Now I did this with strings. I decided I was going to have strawberry ice cream with this. So I've got the cone part is all trimmed up as far as this edge goes here, right? Now, when it comes to this, we're going to try and line up our edges, right, as to where they are. Now, I sewed this the wrong way. This is like keeping it real. This is about as real as you get. So here is the line for the seam allowance, and here is the line for the other side of the seam allowance, right? So when I put these two together, I'm going to have, this is my center. Now, I can take fabric scissors at this point, and I can trim a rough 1/4 inch, you know, because I've got lots of little bits here that can come flying off, and that's okay. And I'm just going to eyeball my 1/4 inch. I'm not going to get big crazy rulers, because I'm going to use the paper edge as my pattern, because that's what it's there for, you know, especially when you're doing this kind of like string piecing. So now, what I'm going to do with the other side of this is, okay, I'm going to bend this over to this, oops, there to there, and make this little thing go on here, right there. Now, one of the things I did is I outlined all my pieces with a tracing wheel, so I know exactly where the outer edge is, right? And that, see, you can see that from this side, right here, because that's what I did before I started. So we have our middle, and I'm just going to mark it with a pin. Normally I don't pin stuff, but because I've got a wonky little thing going on here, I'm just going to mark it with a pin, just like that. There's my middle. There's my halfway between the end and the middle, or the 1/4 mark, I guess. And I'm just going to put my pin right where the paper meets the fabric. Okay? And now my other one is right here. So, now when it's foundation paper piecing, this doesn't give as freely as when you're just working, you know, when you're just working stuff in, right? So it's kind of a little bit, I'm going to take this off now. It's kind of a little bit odd, right? Because it doesn't have the give, because the paper's still on it. And we're now going to do the same with the other side, except I'm going to trim the base perfectly perfectly with a 1/4 inch seam, right? Because I have a ruler, might as well use that ruler. If I have the ruler, might as well use it. I had fun with this. All the colors this morning. I thought, oh, I'm going to enjoy this so much. And now from here, you're going to be able to see right where that corner is. So I'm going to put a pin in there, right at this corner here. And I'm going to put a pin right in the corner there on that side. Right, oops, I missed the corner. Oh, well, that happens. Okay. So now I'm going to line these up so I get a good 1/4 inch on both sides. Okay, and pin it like that. There. Now, this is going to show me exactly where the halfway mark is. And I'm just going to trim off, do a rough trim. And it can be like a 3/8 1/4 inch. Like it doesn't, you just want to get rid of some of that excess stuff, but you don't have to be like perfectly crazy. You know, sometimes this is about eyeballing. And I know that's kind of, what? Eyeballing? Oh no. So what you do, there you go, you put the fabric in there where the first line is, and there, and then where the second line is, you just bend it over, and you get another line, you get another mark, there, just like that. You put, oh, here I'll get a little closer. So where my mark is, I'm going to put my pin right up by the paper and push through and back in. Okay, on the other side, I do the same thing. I get my paper right by the paper and the mark, and oops, missed it. There we go. In and out. There we go. There, so now I have both sides marked, right? So I have, all I have to do now is match up these lines, right? So I put good side to good side, and this is where I'm going to start, right? So now, just to move this out of the way, I'm going to start on this side here. Now there is a mark right where, oh dear, where did it go? Nope. Now, when we're doing this, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can start from the middle and work out on both sides. You can do that too, right? But you want to line up these pins. They put yet another pin in. You drop it down. And this is a very old-fashioned way of doing it. Doing curves. But you need to know, because sometimes you're going to have problems with your curves. And you're like, wow, that could have been easier if I'd done it this way or done it that way. So now you're going to maneuver this around. And you're going to put one pin in here. And one pin in right here. There. And now you're going to line up these pins and then put your pin in this way. There we go. Come on. I can't get it to there. Okay, so I take these two out, and now I get my end, oh, a 1/4 inch in from the end, and a 1/4 inch in from the end. I don't think I did this right. No. Okay, yeah, it's 1/4 inch in from the end. Okay, 1/4 inch in from the end on the fabric. No, on the fabric. On the fabric. And you'll see this start to fold over. Kind of fold a bit, right? So you just want that to line up just like so. And now you're going to go like this, right? So now this is all up, right, and puffy. So we're just going to now start sewing this. We could do the whole thing if you want. That might be a little easier. Then you'll see how nicely rounded it gets. Okay. we'll just do the rest of it. We'll just pin the rest and move on. And this is the way I was originally taught how to do curves, but the only time I do it this way is when I must meet points on foundation paper piecing. Okay, these are gone. This goes in like so, and this is 1/4 inch from the edge and 1/4 inch from the edge. There we go. There we go. All right, here. And now I want to make sure that edge is just perfectly lined up square. Yes, it is. There. And then I get this part about this I don't like. I mean, you could just take all the paper off and be done, but okay. So here we go. So now I gotta make sure that this all works. Oh, I gotta change my thread to white. Oh no. Okay. Sorry guys. I forgot to do that. Well, I suppose if I left it in black you'd see it better, right? Oh well, we'll leave it in black on the other one. And then be able to see that. At least you'll be able to see the bobbin thread. And come on. There we go. Threading needles is tedious work. Okay, hang on. Oh, I've been working on charity quilt blocks in my spare time. I'm finding that is a very joyful thing to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to just, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to follow along here very gently and try and stay within on the right side of that 1/4 inch. Right? Now, I'm going to take that pin out and we're going to try and get this maneuvered so that it looks like it's going to go. Yes, it is. Awesome. And because I haven't clipped anything, I don't have to go back over the area. Now when we start getting into like a New York Beauty, this is all foundation paper piece, so you're going to find that sometimes it's easier to work with pins in place, pinning everything in place. Okay, there, now, just about there. Okay, there we go. And a little bit more. And the last 1/4, the last bits. Okay. Ooh. Okay. There. Now, let's see where we're at here. Okay. That's what this looked like from the front. And that's not too bad. That is none too shabby. That is not bad at all. Considering there's a lot of seams I was going over and everything. So let's get these two together. Now I'm already at the point where I'm, okay, so here's where it goes. The cone meets on your pattern, the cone meets the outer edge of that circle, right? So I want to put this in here and tip this and then put this in here on the other side, right on the edge of the paper, because that's another line that goes right through, so you have to cut it right through. And I want to put this right at the edge of my paper and tip it, and we'll just quickly get that all sewn together. I used white on white strings because I thought it would be fun. So anyway, so all of this is just a basic 1/4 inch. Okay. So go all the way up. Okay, you pull that out. Go right across here. And not sew your hair in, that would be bad. Okay. And now we'll get to our big ta-da moment. So this is our ice cream cone block. I just had a lot of fun with this, and it's kind of it's a funny little thing where you do like a strawberry ice cream in a cone, and it's a kind of, you know, tilting off at a thing. Like I say, the pattern is in the show notes below. I played with my strings today just to move some more of them out, and I think this came together really quickly. I was quite surprised how easy it was to put my strings onto these things. So this is gonna show up in both the Curves Bootcamp and the String and Crumbs series. So just to show you the back of this. Now I use black thread, and I don't know if you can see that from here. I'll get my cameraman to hold it. But yeah, like you just do your strings where the color is, right? So that wasn't a big challenge, right? So I mean, the outside, basically this comes into 2 parts, right? Like, well, 3 parts. There's the curve, this part, and then the other side here, right? So the foundation paper piece, and we've covered and covered and covered. So I don't know if we need to cover anything more with doing it by string, because I have all sorts of other videos that kind of talk about that as well. So this one was a lot of fun. I hope you try it. It was kind of a cute way of getting stuff to come together. And well, we just hope you have an awesome week ahead. It's been a lot of fun here chatting with you today. So you take care. All right, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our little fun adventure here that we're having. We do have a Facebook group now, and that Facebook group is got some very, very talented quilters in there, and we love sharing and you know, posting pictures and commenting, and it's been a lot of fun. And the advantage of the Facebook group is sometimes I drop patterns in there early, so you kind of get a hint as to what is coming next. After the nosegay sew along, we're going to be doing Curves Bootcamp right away. So we'll get you sewing those curves, and it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of interesting little blocks that we've got to work on. But we would like you to share, like, and subscribe. Telling your friends about us and letting them know that you kind of like our channel, that means so much to us here. So you take care. You have a fabulous week ahead. Okay, bye.